Are you a gentle spirit? Are we going to answer that question today? Welcome to Alion's Joy. I am so happy to be here and I am so excited that you are here with me. Welcome, welcome to my television show today. It is a beautiful day in my neighborhood and I hope that you have a beautiful spring day as well, wherever you are. Thanks for joining the Win Win Women TV programs and thank you for joining my show, Alion's Joy. We're going to look for some joy again today and we're going to bring our mind, body, spirit together like I always do or make an effort to do with you and try to share some information with you about that. We're going to talk about letting go. We're going to talk about releasing some anxiety and fear. We're going to talk about releasing some of that shame and guilt that will always boycott you when you're in certain situations and you are in that mindset. And we're going to talk about forgiveness and how to come to just being a gentle, mindful, aware spirit, a person that is just really into a good place, right? Into a peaceful place. We cannot always be happy, I always say, because happiness is just depending on a lot of things and it can be taken away from you. Let's say happiness is taken away because you are happy with a person and that relationship is over. Let's say your happiness is being taken away because you couldn't buy the house that you wanted to buy, or the purchase fell through, or just smaller things, right? We just get attached kind of to things and then it falls away or it's not there anymore. And then we're unhappy. And that is with people, with animals, with events, with happenings. We kind of attach to it and if we let go of that, then it's less painful, right? If we don't put so much emphasis on being only happy because only of that house, or only of that one person, or only because of your children, or only because of your work. So we have to find a little balance in everything. I talk about it a lot. And we have to find that just peaceful spirit, that gentle spirit inside that we can tap into if we are letting go of anything and everything that boycotts us. And we can find that spirit by just kind of coming to a little place of awareness. And that's the hardest thing to do. We have way too much going on and we have so much around us that we are hard. It's hard for us to kind of tap into those quiet and silent moments. And because of that mindfulness, that perception that we have to create some stillness. We are practicing meditation, we are practicing yoga sometimes for it, we are practicing journaling. We just have to practice sometimes sitting still. And that is really, really a difficult thing to do for all of us, including myself. So if we are a little bit more aware of what we're doing and we are aware of what we're planning to do, then we can create that space in our time. So we can create that space for us where we just say, okay, today I'm having an hour for myself here, or an hour for myself to meditate, or to go to that yoga or that meditation group, and I'm taking that time for myself. And we have to kind of incorporate that in our busy lives. And I know all about that. So I know about the busy life and I know about sometimes how to balance it and how to bring some time for myself in because I have practiced it for so many years and I want to practice it with you. For example, a story. Years ago, I lived in a lot of anger that I kept inside. I wasn't very good at communicating. Go figure. I didn't talk about myself, right? We're not talking about a social setting. We're not talking about some kind of happening with people around and kind of like, being able to socially fit in and blah, blah. I'm really talking about why I held that anger inside. I wasn't even aware of it. And I was never even told that you could release that by sharing or by seeking help or and even if I knew that at some point, in my early 30s, that I actually didn't want to do that. You don't ask for help. You do it yourself. You do it yourself. And sometimes you were doing okay. For a while, I did all right. But I wasn't aware that I still had that huge piece of anger inside. And that would keep me so many times from connecting with others or from moving forward in my career or even from finding my purpose because I didn't know what that purpose was. I didn't really know why I was around. And if I already was very excited about something, I was kind of really, really holding myself back, sabotaging myself because I had these feelings of anger and these feelings of guilt and fear and anything and everything that was holding me back, right? The feelings of shame about things that maybe I had done, feelings of guilt because I was constantly mad at myself. And if you're mad at yourself, then you're creating that negative thinking, and then you're creating or you get that loss of self-esteem because you're creating just a different person than you really are. You're boycotting all the things that you can do and all the things that you can release. I did not know how to release that anger. I didn't even know I was holding so much inside, till of course an event happened that I'm not proud of, and I really didn't have much control over it because I wasn't aware of it. But I knew that at that moment I just wasn't happy. There was something going on constantly that just created that barricade around me and that holding back and that feeling of not understanding where I am, creating some sort of reality that was not real, thinking that you're happy but you're not. And so how can we create the real reality? How can we learn to come to that place where we exactly know what we want, what we have to do, what our why is, why we're here, what is our purpose, and what can we create around that? As a life coach, that's what I do. As a wellness coach, I help you through meditation and through movement to get to that place. And as a life coach, I help you with this kind of information and practical exercises to come to that place where you can actually really start listening to your inner soul, your inner being, your inner self, and creating that really nice brain rewire moment. It takes a while. That's why it's practice. And everything is practice because it wouldn't be fun if we already knew everything, because then what are we going to do? Right? What was it? George Bernard Shaw that came up with this statement that if we already had everything and we already knew everything and our wisdom was exuberant in our early 20s, let's say, then what would we wish for? Right? There is nothing to wish for if we cannot constantly add on information and learn something more. And so that's why I love to share this with you. So create your own reality. How can we come to that? So at that moment, when I was really, really in a bad place, and I saw my own anger at the surface all of a sudden, my own anger was at the surface, and I didn't know myself like that. I'm pretty laid back, pretty exciting, pretty in a good place on the outside at that moment as well. We couldn't see that. And we couldn't see it coming. Here it comes. Oh, I'm so angry. I'm banging my head against the wall. I do not know what to do with that. And I didn't actually at that moment I had no clue what my reality was. I had no clue what was going on. So I had to tap into a lot of sources. One of the first sources that I learned, or one of the first things that I learned, and through one of some beautiful mentors, but one beautiful mentor and course, I found out that you can actually set everything in your own place and you can create your own reality and you can make your own life on stage happen and you can do a lot about it. But I had to learn. And that just takes a while. For everybody, that takes a while. If we find each other, if we find ourselves very overwhelmed with anxiety, that leads to depression sometimes even because of the world at stake, right now around us, for instance, since 2020, we've been dealing with COVID, we've been dealing with war, we've been dealing with divided politics, we've been dealing with anger around us. That's really hard to deal with. Sometimes we don't even realize how much impact that has on us. To get out of that, we need to become really aware of the fact that we can change the reaction that we every time have to it. And I wasn't aware that I was always reacting in the same way, kind of holding it in, but being really angry and really not in a good place and not communicating it, but not processing it either. I wasn't processing bad times. I wasn't processing pain and anger. I wasn't processing trauma and loss and grief. And because of that, I was at a standstill. And you can plateau for a long time till that just goes haywire, right? You can't do that and hold on to that. So when you notice that you can do something about that, the first thing that I always say is to kind of like find something that really makes you feel creative or peaceful. And if you find something that is really creative, peaceful, for me, that was my job. That was always doing yoga, that was always doing movement, that was always doing fitness, meditation, just giving over to that really exciting feel of that adrenaline rush. So for me, doing the outside to work the inside, right? Or getting busy to feel better. I felt that I was a little bit more weaponed. But one thing that made a big, big, big impact on me is that I could actually change that negative thinking by becoming aware of it and then go to a positive state of mind. A positive state of mind, creating the positivity, creating the belief that everything is already out there for you and that you can get it and that you have to do some work for it, but that it's already out there. That is just a beautiful thing. But it took a long time. So I'm feeling a little better. Let's say I'm doing some exercise, but now I see this course, the law of attraction. And oh, it changed my life so much because I knew that if I wanted something, I just kind of had to really write it down, journal about it, make a vision board, create the reality of that for myself, believe that it's out there for myself, and then just know and allow the process of getting there. So I cannot be in the way and constantly modifying either, right? I cannot say, well, it's not happening, it's not going well, so I don't believe in it anymore. Bam, bam, bam. So you're gonna get really angry because it's not immediately there. It might be a little bit later and a little bit of a longer process because a higher spirit is in charge, but it's out there. I didn't know it was out there, and I had abundance in everything. There was abundance for me in everything, but I had to believe that. At that point, it was absolutely not my reality. Absolutely not. There was not abundance in the relationship. There was not abundance with the family. There was not peace and happiness with the connection to relationships and with myself in the first place. And I was still kind of holding on to those feelings of resentment, anger, and grief, and madness, and even a person. And that person was renting a room in my mind for such a long time, constantly thinking, why me? Why me? And constantly coming to that place of not really understanding how I can even overcome that. And just letting that slip there and boycott myself in that process of happiness and peace, in that process of allowing myself a better life. I have to create a reality. I am in charge. And of course, I believe that my higher power is in charge, but I believe also that I can set a lot of things in place and that I can create a better reality for myself. Now, that needs to be real. That needs to be a real reality. Like I always say, I am not going to be a deep sea diver at this moment. I am not going to be a treasure hunter. I am not going to be a pilot either because it's a little late in life to start all that. So I need to work with my reality and with the things that I have. Now I need to find out what I can do to sit still, to put that in my schedule, come to that attitude of gratitude, right? Come to that place where you feel a little bit about what you have, what you can do, and then we're going to write down, we're going to journal, we're going to move, we're going to process through what actually your purpose is and where you can find that and how you can find that. If you find your purpose, you can get up in the morning and really feel that you have a sense of belonging and a sense of worthiness and a sense of contribution and a sense of helping others, right? Because a lot of that is about helping others and being able to receive back. If you help others, you get back right away. So if you feel that true purpose, if you feel why you're getting up for, then that will guide your next decision and that will guide the following decisions. And then you're just not so worried anymore about the next day because you kind of plan, right? I always say planning has a lot to do with releasing anxiety. And you can plan and step forward towards what we're going to do this week and next week, and instead of feeling so out of control. And if the situation is out of control, absolutely. It's not always wonderful. Absolutely not. But if it's out of control, then we can kind of control our reaction pattern to it, right? We can act different. Instead of blowing up and going crazy, we can kind of walk it off and do that deep breathing that I sometimes do with you. Next week, we'll go a little bit through that meditation process, different sorts of and different kinds of, and things that you can do for yourself to feel calmer. And then from that place, respond to the situation. From that place, say, hey, okay, this is not cool. This is not okay. But I'm going to plan what I can do while I'm out of control, what I can do with what is, even if it's not good. How can I get more, an idea, more power over it and not feel so powerless, right? Even if it's not a good thing, we can decide to stay in that mode for 3 weeks or 2 months or 6 months or years. Something that I did for years. I had something ran a room in my mind, a traumatic event, and it was in my mind, and I had it all the time there. Why me? It's not good. I'm not knowing what to do with it. And then on top of that, like I said, I didn't seek help. No, I didn't really know how to do that. Luckily, nowadays, we have a lot more resources, we have a lot more help, and it is very okay to reach out for help. Everybody needs a coach, everybody needs a life coach. So, for that matter, ask for help, right? And ask for a solution or for little exercises that you can do for yourself, little things to get back in that creating your reality, in that feeling of control. It's all up there. Keep looking up, I always say. Keep looking up. That's where it all is. And from there on, feel a little bit lighter, accept it, even if it's a bad situation, and then let's start planning. Well, let's start planning according to that purpose. Why are you here? Why are we here? Well, there's a lot of things that could be our purpose, right? Why are we getting up in the morning? And why are we just happy to do the things we do? Why do we feel that we can make a difference? A lot of people in life, and that's not always, it might be even a change of career, some part in our life that we really get lost or stuck. It doesn't always have to be the same purpose all your life, or just that same direction. There might be just events and happenings that throw us off and we have to start all over again. And that is okay. But having an idea of what you can do and where you need to be, even if you just really truly want to follow your heart and do the things that make you happy, then it gives you a sense of direction, like I said. And then you can start with planning, you can start with goal setting, and you can start with the next day. Sometimes you just have to do that. Start in the moment and just plan the next day, step by step, starting little, and then just getting a little bit more sense of what is meaningful for you and what gives you that feeling of fulfillment, right? That's where we want to go to. So if you are having that ultimate goal in life that I found about 20 years ago, but it was still a little bit later in life than other people do. And like I said, I was seeking. I didn't really know what it was that I needed to do. And I was boycotting myself because I was holding back. I was sitting in that anger, in that place of why me, and I was holding back on my possibilities and skills because, like I shared this week, I was also feeling that I was not good enough. You know, you don't really belong at the table. You have a little bit of that imposter syndrome, and you really don't believe that what you love to do is actually what you need to do. I didn't believe what I loved so much to do, which was movement and helping people and talking to people and listening to people, was actually what I needed to do. Yeah, due to the past and due to a lack of self esteem and belief and things that other people had implemented. Of course, there's always the case as well. Think about it, right? Why do you think a certain way? It's also because other people made you feel like that. So if you feel like that, you can't move. That's just such a huge struggle. for yourself. However you think about it, if you conceptualize the whole process of where do I need to be, let's start together and see what that is. What could be your purpose? And let's talk about it or let's plan it. I always say the process of elimination is really great, right? We have to eliminate things that we don't want. That is always my question for my clients too and my patients. I say, hey, I know you told me what you don't want. I know what you don't want. I know you don't want this anymore. Tell me what you want. Nothing. Tell me what you would like to do. Are you happy with your reality? No. And you know what you don't want? Yes. You don't want to sit in a cubicle, or you don't want to work for people, or you don't want to be a business owner, or you don't want to work in an office, but you want to be creative and paint all day, or you want to work with children or people in a hospital. Whatever you want to do, does that give you that zest in the morning to get up and go after it? And in case then if something doesn't go your way, do you have enough coping skills and enough meditation and yoga and journaling and walking and sports and exercise and fitness to get through that time of uncertainty? If everything doesn't go your way and everybody doesn't go your way, do you have enough coping skills now to say, hey, I'm going to respond a little different, so maybe just pull back, see what it really is, and just create an alternate reality so that I can feel good. What can I do with the situation? What can I do with the situation? If you become lonely and if you don't share those stuck feelings, it takes a long time to get out of it. And it might lead, of course, through my job, I see that a lot, to many different forms of addiction and substance abuse. And I know about that. Um, I have seen a lot in my past, and I've done and tried that kind of band-aid on the wound. Let's drink and sleep and forget. Didn't work or not think about it. I don't know why. Creates more anger or creates more weird outbursts. It's not healthy. It's not good for us. It's not a healthy spiritual mind. That is not a healthy mindset for your easygoing spiritual being. So if we establish a little bit more of that purpose and we get a little bit more skill sets, you can just constantly tune in because I share that constantly, like little skill sets, what to do, how to move, how can we create a breathing technique, how can you do meditation, how is the right place to sit or stand and to just calm yourself down. What do we need to do to create that skill set that we can dive in to create a new reality and to release the anger, to release the anxiety, to release, the process of um, really feeling stuck, or even anger and shame and guilt. That anger, shame, and guilt. It holds you back. It holds you back. We have to try to release it. Then we come in that really spiritual, healthy mindset. And spiritual because you are connected. You are connected. You're connected with your higher power first. Now you know that there's a connection. You know that we have to listen, and when we listen, we go into that calm mindset. Okay, and then we'll go find our purpose from there. You are unique. We don't do what other people want us to do. We don't do what people say that we need to be, or we don't create our reality uh, according to others. Find it inside. Find it inside what it is and find where you need to be. And if you do it that way, then you come out as a unique human being, knowing that your purpose, what you love to do, is exactly there. And it can be a strong sense of family. That can be your purpose. You're a caretaker, you love the kids, you love your parents, you have everybody together all the time. That is, you live for that. That gives you such a great feeling all the time to be there with a great and really big, strong sense of family. It can be helping children, right? Wherever you work, in a hospital, in school. Thank you, teachers, always, right? And in all kind of needy children situations where children get help because they need it so bad. And even, oh my gosh, all over the world. They need it right now. It might be giving back to the community. Sometimes we're in a place that we can just join civic groups and help the library, help in school, and join a Kiwanis club or join a Rotary club, and to keep busy and to feel that you can give back to your community. Be on the city board, be on the school board, right? Just voice your voice and help out thinking and help out making decisions, help others. And it could be animals. You could be totally into my thing, wellness and fitness, healthy lifestyle. Sometimes I'm not really if I'm eating pizza, but healthy lifestyle, right? And just trying to stay busy and trying to stay fit and share all that. Sometimes it is spirituality, sometimes it's writing a book, sometimes it's telling your story. All these things can be just purposeful, being true to yourself, finding what you love so much. Another thing, really, that I need to share with you before we wrap this up, that is not always easy, and it is work. It is work to rewire and to rethink. So I hope that you will reach out. I hope that you will reach out or watch or get a little bit out of this crazy fun talk that we had together and the things that I shared with you. Stay for the show afterwards, right? If you stay, then we can share and you can ask questions and so forth. So I hope that we can connect afterwards. But if you do that for yourself and you reach out, or you find books to read, or you find people to help you, or everybody needs a coach, like I said, everybody needs a coach, find me and reach out as well. If you have questions about where to go for that purpose, to release the things that hold you back and block you, and things that you can't get over, you can't process, you can't get past. Yes, you can. Create that strong mindset with a new skill set so that you know what to do. Go into that place of awareness. Go into that place of mindfulness and say, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen and find out where I need to be and what I need to do to get into a peaceful mindset. It's not always happy, but it's peaceful. Knowing that you are in a very, very, very spiritual mindset, because you know it's going to be okay. And you have a big influence on that. You can direct it, you can be on your own stage, make it better for yourself. You really can. You really can. I've seen it in my life and I'm sharing it constantly with others and I see it constantly with other people doing the same, slowly changing it around from, oh my, how do I ever get out of this, into, yes, I want to get up. Yes, I'm so excited. I want to do this. Yes, every day is a new day. Every day is a great day. Today is the day. Remember, a couple of shows ago we talked about that. Achieve what is meaningful for you. Achieving success is going with that purpose. Where do I need to be? What makes me happy? And I used to think that that was an easy thing to say, like, do what makes you happy. Uh, it doesn't always make money either, but ultimately, we have to create that reality. We have to be in that reality of what makes us happy and what makes us feel at peace. So when you get there, you're a gentle spirit. Not many things bother me, and not many things are taking me away into a spiel of anxiety or stress. I'm just in a peaceful place. I'm just all right. I'm not letting it bother me so much anymore. And if I really don't have any control over it, I'm going to just kind of way my way to it, right? Ride my way, move my way towards what I can create in a hopeless situation for myself to still be in a good place. Don't let others rent a room in your head. Don't give it up. We can all do it together, and I'm so glad to be here with you. And I'm so glad to share on Women Women TV. Win, win, women TV. We are going to win. You and me. So let's go together. Find me on www.alionhaan.com, www.alionhaan.com, and you find all my links and all my social media links, YouTube stuff, shows. Join me and let me know what you think. And please stay for the after show. We're going to have some fun. Thank you so much for joining today, and I will see you next week. Bye. Have a great, make it a great day.